What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, and I'm back at it again to discuss the latest One Piece chapter where we got to see some crazy stuff. So make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy seeing these One Piece chapter reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you could do is channel the Pirate King within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you actually know when a new video comes out. And while you wait a week for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing playlist where you'll find videos about the Yonko, Warlord, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. First, I want to comment on the cover of this week's Shonen Jump. Love seeing the Supernova on the front, truly an epic alliance. I love all these guys. We're told that the strong stand side by side, striking a defiant pose with their sights set for the very top. I love to see it, and I love how inspiring it is to read that their sights are set for the very top. Luffy ain't taking no second place. It's Pirate King or die trying, and you gotta respect that resolve. We're also told that the battle against the Beast Pirates is nearing its climax, a huge statement. This whole arc is set up to be so climactic, and I just know I'll freak out when we get the climax of this very climactic arc. We also see an awesome cover spread of Kaido, the All-Stars, and the Flying Six. I'm obviously hoping these guys will lose, but it's still super cool to see them set up in such a cool fashion in one big color spread. You see King taking up the center, suggesting his own important role in the crew and probably in the arc as well. Anyways, this chapter is called The Honorable Hyogoro, the Flower, a title that suggests we may see this flower of a Yakuza boss bloom once more before he goes out. We have one of Kaido's lookouts figure out quickly that Momo is inside Yamato's clothing, hanging onto her back. It's funny, even though he's just a kid, he's called the leader of Wano's samurai army, and then we see his very satisfied face as he's holding onto Yamato's bare body. Definitely can't blame him for that. Sanji overhears a nearby transmission that they're chasing after Momo and Shinobu, and he wonders who is young Master Yamato. We all know interactions between Yamato and Sanji are going to be hilarious. The issue is though that now Sanji is not sure where he'll be of more help. Kinemon and Momo are in opposite directions, and now we're not sure where he'll choose to go. Will we get to see him in love with Yamato or fighting Jack, as I was hoping we would? Let me know what you think, but if he ends up going after Momo, Oda definitely trolled us with that matchup earlier. The thing is, since that mysterious figure with the scabbards might take on Jack, we may well see Sanji go after Momo, but we can't be 100% sure either way, and as usual, Oda leaves us with another cliffhanger. He's so good at making us desperate to see the next chapter by giving us so many things to wonder about after the chapter is done. We see Onigashima floating, reminding us that time is ticking and adding more urgency to the crazy battle. It would be a huge tragedy and loss if Kaido succeeds in crushing the old capital with his floating island. We also finally catch up to Sparrow, and as I predicted, Carrot and Wanda couldn't really do anything to him, even in their Sulong forms. And now that the weather isn't in their favor, as Sparrow says, with the moon being covered, they really stand no chance and got wrecked. It's noteworthy that Sparrow does say it was a close call, but the fact is he seems completely fine, while the other two look like they're on the floor dying. Again, nothing too surprising here. The more interesting thing is how Sparrow spares her. And remember, he wasn't arguably too much to blame for Pedro either. So it's interesting finding out about what kind of guy this antagonist is. He was down to team up with Marco. He's obviously punishing Carrot for trespassing in their territory because he's a pirate, but he doesn't mercilessly kill her, which would obviously be the smart thing to do if their fight was actually a close call, as he said. He even warns her that if she doesn't want to mourn any more of her friends, she should hop back to the woods and chew on some grass. Of course, he seems like a huge jerk, and I'm sure we all hate seeing anyone hurt the incredibly cute Carrot-chan, but honestly, you can expect a pirate to do much worse than Sparrow did here, especially to someone who wants revenge against them. At the end of the day, I find what he didn't do more interesting than what he did do. He's going to be fascinating to watch in this arc. He strolls off and says he's still against allying with the Beast Pirates, but we must teach these upstarts what it means to be an emperor. Again, nothing personal there, just carrying out pirate business, and he still emphasizes that he's against allying with the Beast Pirates, even after everything Big Mom said to him. Could he actually help Marco after all? All I know is that my eyes are gonna be glued to Perospero during this arc, and I can't wait to see what he ends up doing. We jump to Chopper working on the cure while everyone struggles to preserve themselves. The flames from Marco help while people have stamina, but people are fast approaching their limit and they'll quickly regress to ice demons if something doesn't change quick. Another sense of urgency being thrown into this conflict for good measure. If this happens, the ice demons will rampage and eventually die from exhaustion, but not before spreading the ice demon illness to more people. Apu is still standing as subordinates look to him for guidance. They wonder why Queen would expose them to this, while Apu says quit your whimpering since Queen won't be moved by it. Although I'm not a huge fan of Apu, never was, you gotta give him his props here. He's still on his feet and he's calm, cool, and collected at the same time, refusing to whine because it won't do him any good and he knows it. The wall keeping them from Chopper is made up of a Canadian rapper and a Yakuza flower. If Drake were to switch sides again, that would be truly terrible for us, but he's been reliable so far. And Hyogoro is back to his prime, judging from outward appearances. They straight up say that the Yakuza boss is too strong and they can't get close to Chopper, who they hilariously keep calling a tanuki or Japanese raccoon dog. So how did Hyogoro go from being a shriveled up old geezer to his prime physique? Well, he explains that being exposed to the ice demon virus may have brought him close to death, but it also seems to have drawn out his dormant strength. It's one of those classic shonen situations where at the cost of exchanging your remaining life force, you can gain exceptional power for a period of time. And Hyogoro decides to use this power to cut down the enemy's main forces while bravely fighting off the ice demon virus as best as he can. Unfortunately though, the ice is spreading fast. I really like the fact that the so-called flower got to bloom one more time and go out in such a powerful way at the peak of his glory. It reminds me of Rock Lee saying the lotus of the Hidden Leaf Village blooms twice, and I love how Oda handled this flower as well. And Hyogoro is just such an honorable guy that you can't help but respect him. He eventually tells his men that they're gonna need to end his life without hesitation so he doesn't end up indiscriminately killing everyone in the hall. Before he has to go though, Hyogoro uses one sword flower style against the enemy forces. They comment that that style is obsolete, and yet they get absolutely wrecked, and you love to see it. And I definitely love this moment, not only because Hyogoro got to shine, the attack is even called Holy Light, but also because he showed them that the old style is far from obsolete. People like to be trendy and up to date on the new styles, but with martial arts, as with most things, new doesn't always mean better. For example, there were philosophy books written thousands of years ago that are straight up better, more applicable, and more effective than many books being written today. A master is a master at the end of the day, and Hyogoro is a master. He used to wonder about what could have been if he in his prime teamed up with Odin to beat Kaido back in the day. But he doesn't anymore because he trusts in the next generation to carry on the fight. He trusts in Kinemon and his interesting new protege, meaning our boy Luffy himself. He smiles knowing the sun will rise on a better future for Wano even if he doesn't live to see it. Characters like this who live for others and face death in such a brave and noble way are the ones I respect the most, and Hyogoro has definitely earned respect. Queen sees Hyogoro and attempts to stop him, worried that he'll take out the whole floor by himself if he isn't stopped. Another huge compliment to Hyogoro. And just when he's about to fire off a shot, Marco comes in with the save. Rather than sticking to one Yonko commander, why not throw in another one? He tells Queen that if he wants the samurai, he has to kill Marco first. Another epically cool character in action. Marco has been so good in this arc, and in this chapter he solidifies his legendary status. The dude is fighting Kaido's strongest commanders at the same time, and even shocks King with his bluebird attack and then knees him into the building with super speed and super strength. Then he kicks Queen away, sending him flying off like Team Rocket into another building with his Phoenix Claw attack. And then our Phoenix dude comments that Chopper should hurry up because, as expected, holding back two foes with bounties over 1 billion isn't easy. And as he said, it clearly isn't easy for him, and it's clear that he can't keep it up forever. But that doesn't take away from how amazing Marco was in this chapter. He was absolutely incredible. Although Hyogoro's arc is more emotional right now, I still gotta give Marco MVP for this chapter. The dude never ceases to amaze me and is practically keeping everyone alive with his flames as he kicks around 2 Yonko commanders. As far as I know, we haven't gotten a specific bounty number for King, but Queen's is a whopping 1.32 billion, and most of us assume that King's is even higher. And although we don't get a specific number, Marco has kindly confirmed for us that it's over a billion. Interestingly enough, Perospero notices this insane fight and comments that Marco looks pretty worn out. Again, what will Perospero do now that he's here? Would he really join the guys he doesn't want to be allies with to beat Marco, or will he follow his own initial plan and help Marco out? Can't wait to see. Logically, from a Machiavellian standpoint, Marco is obviously not as big of a threat as the Beast Pirates as a whole, so it would be better in theory to take this chance to get rid of a more formidable threat. At the very least, that would be the right way to play Risk. As people are turning back into ice demons, his men prepare to kill Hyogoro. Does Hyogoro show fear or pity himself? Absolutely not. This legend calmly awaits his death as he thanks the heavens for these last few moments where he got to bloom once more and help the cause. His men cry just like Socrates' friends cried as he calmly prepared for death. And like Socrates, Hyogoro doesn't cry. He just lets us know that he's leaving the rest to the others, and he says that he no longer has any regrets. He can die completely at peace with his life, and we're told with that, he entrusts his hopes and desires to his comrades. Goosebump inducing moment right here, and not just because he looks extremely cold. I don't know if Hyogoro will actually die here, but it would be a fitting end for him, no doubt. The only thing is the fact that Oda didn't kill him in this chapter, which suggests to me that he might not actually die right away. But hey, there's Oda at it again, giving us more reasons and questions that make us desperate for the next chapter to come out as soon as possible. Like Hyogoro, Oda is clearly a master at his craft. But that is it for this chapter, which was most definitely an epic one. As usual, let me know how you like this chapter and what you're expecting to see happen in the next one. Let me know who your MVP for this chapter was. Drop that in the comments. If you do enjoy seeing these One Piece chapter reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is channel the Pirate King within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you actually know when a new video drops. And while you wait a week for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist, where you'll find videos about the Yonko, Warlord, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And I especially want to thank the patron squad over on Patreon and here on YouTube who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself, and the most donated champion of the world, Alpha Sigma, and are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans, Ingrata, The World, Acquire Respect, Bate, Hefa, Liam Thompson, Aljatal, Dr. Courtman, Johnny Boy Draws, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Baked Buddhist, and Tungsten Tarkus. And our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Joe Stanton, Barry Gucci, Jessica Califon, Rathuan De Aura, Alicia Actor, Bonnie Parks, Hinokami and Water, The Red-Haired Raven, Joanne Garcia, Jack Watches Anime, Fatboy Games, Ted No Ted, Deadly Saint, Matthew Cruz, and Anthony Schreiber. Thank you all so much. If you do enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing epic people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime, life, waifus, and of course, dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar. Link to that is in the description if you're interested. You can also join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already clicked. So yeah, you can support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.